So lots going on, Raph, today. Let's start with the survey, brand new. This is about the municipal election here, and despite the fact we're now in the thick of it, it looks like most Montrealers are kind of, at least right now, even unsure who the candidates are.
Not really interested in what's being offered, what's on the table right now, because 48% of Montreal voters at the moment don't know whom they would be voting for. And this election is happening on November 2nd. That's in 5 weeks?
Yeah.
So very short time for them to make up their mind and decide whom they're going to vote for, or are they going to remain at home? That's the thing. We know that on the municipal level, like the voter turnout is very low. So these people might just stay home if they don't find anything that's suitable to their appetite right now for what they're looking for.
Which is historically what Montrealers do. Was a 38% turnout in the last municipal election?
It was a record last time, and it could be yet another record this year if we don't motivate people to go and vote. Interesting though, Soraya Martinez-Ferda, so the leader of Ensemble Montréal, is now taking the lead. Quite a good lead actually, 20% compared to only 11% for Le Craboin and Projet Montréal. So what we see in this new Léger poll is that the vote of Projet Montréal seems to be split between Projet Montréal, and on the other side you have Craig Sauvé and Transition Montréal, which are more to the left of Projet Montréal, who are taking 6% of the vote so far in voting intentions. So very interesting here to see the dynamics of what's happening with Le Craboin losing some of the votes that go to Transition Montréal and Craig Sauvé. So as we know, Le Craboin and Projet Montréal tried to shift a little bit to the center. So that means that those who tended to vote for Projet Montréal in the past are looking for an alternative on the left side of the political spectrum, and there seem to be more and more interest in what Craig Sauvé is proposing with Transition Montréal.
So even if you took away the 11% that Luc Rabouin has in this poll, add Craig Sauvé 6%, that's still only 17, and Soraya has 20 right now.
Well,
right?
You would be closer to being neck and neck if you take into consideration also the margin of error in those polls. You would be close to being neck and neck between Projet Montréal and Ensemble Montréal. So very interesting here, and we're going to have to wait and see. But the will of change also from Montrealers is very strong. Only 15% of the population at the moment, Aaron, wants to maintain the incumbent team at City Hall.
That's a bad sign.
That's a very bad sign for Le Craboin, yes. Despite the fact that he was not the mayor for the past two mandates.
But he was with the party.
He was with the party, and he's closely associated to Valérie Plante's legacy.
Let me ask you brought up Craig Sauvé, and one of the stories this week was Valérie Plante deciding to say, for whatever, throwing shade, I guess, at Craig Sauvé, about him wanting to be in the party, and then the party saying to him, because he had been a Projet Montréal councillor, then there was a sexual allegation charge, which apparently got all worked out, but then the mayor said, well, no, based on that, he wanted to come back to the party, but they wouldn't let him rejoin, where Craig Sauvé says that's not in fact what happened at all. When it became obvious of what was going on, he decided to leave. So is this really something that should be coming up?
That's dirty politics.
It is, isn't it?
That's very dirty politics, and shame on Valérie Plante for doing that. I mean, she is having her moment right now, her farewell tour in the media. She should take advantage of that to leave a positive memory, a positive legacy while she's still mayor of Montreal, instead of trying to shade her opponents. I mean, this is really unfair to do that, and it's one person's what she says against what the other side says. And so far as we know, all those charges, there were no charges pressed against Craig Sauvé. So I mean, why would you bring that back?
Yeah. And by the way, to be fair, let's let the facts on the table. The police had an investigation. They decided there was nothing there, and that was the end of it.
Absolutely. So why bring that back? I mean, to me, it's dirty politics, and it probably shows also that their internal numbers, the polls that Projet Montréal are running internally, probably show also that a lot of their voters are running away from Projet Montréal and going to support Craig Sauvé. So that's probably the reason why she intervened and said that publicly.
Dirty politics, as you said.
Very dirty.
Well, let me go to the other story. We talked about this with our listeners a couple of times this afternoon. Canada Post, we had Joel Lightbound, the minister responsible, coming out and saying major changes at Canada Post. Now, I understand that this has been a losing situation for many, many years. I think the number today was they've lost $5 billion since 2018. They're losing $1 billion a year on average.
$10 million a day. Yeah. Every single day, Canada Post is bleeding money.
Was there anything else the government could have done here? This is happening, by the way, at the same time that the Union and Canada Post are still basically locked in a struggle. Nothing's getting done here.
Right.
What's your take on this?
Well, I salute the decision from the federal government because it makes no sense these days to maintain delivery at home. Out of every home, 4 million homes still receive, especially we have a good example here in Montreal, every people receive mail delivery at home. So what they want to do is change that to have a box at the corner of your street, for instance, in your neighborhood, where the mailman will drop the letters and you can go and get them, just walk a few blocks away and go get your mail instead of receiving your mail at home directly at your door. 77% right now of all the homes in Canada work this way. In large urban areas such as Montreal, it doesn't work this way. People still get home delivery, and I think this has to change because we don't get as many letters as we used to. On average, it's 2 letters per house. Nowadays, and they're going to reduce also the frequency at which mail is delivered at home. So it won't be every single day that you will receive mail at home, which is a sign of the times, and times have changed. We receive a lot more emails and stuff like that instead of receiving letters.
Plus, the minister said that just putting these measures into effect, he said, will save $500 million a year.
And it's more than necessary because we can't continue to fund Canada Post like that with our taxes. Yeah. We need to make it more efficient, and it's a very good thing that the government has decided to move forward with that.
You told me about this. Jean Boulet, our labor minister, apparently is he planning to have a fight with unions? I know that the CAC talked about passing legislation, anti-strike legislation. What's the update on this?
There's nothing like a good fight with unions to change the focus to away from what's happening, everything that's happening bad in your government at the moment. And apparently these are just rumors right now. So this week, Québec solidaire MNA came out in the media in a press conference. Alexandre Leduc said that he saw confidential documents from the labor minister that he would be tabling very soon a new legislation, a new bill that aims at reducing, the amount of money that the unions would be receiving from the workers who are unionized with them. So basically, what he would do is you would have a basic contribution taken as it is at the moment every single week on your paycheck. But part of it would be optional because Jean Boulet thinks that, and again, these are just rumors so far. We will need to wait and see what's in the legislation. But the government right now thinks that those organizations are too political. And they say that a lot of their members do not necessarily agree with the positions that their unions are taking. Mm-hmm. So if you want to support your union to do that political work, then you would have an optional extra contribution that you could give to your union, but you would have only a mandatory contribution for the part that's related to defending your rights as a worker. So reduce contributions and optional contribution if you want your union, if you agree with your union's political positions. So interesting here, but of course we hear like the FTQ president today, Magali Picard, was everywhere in the media trying to defend her organization, trying to push back.
So he's going to pit unions against the general public and hopefully
and
try
I think
to win that way?
If you look at what's happening right now, especially with the STM strike here at the moment, I think a lot of people in Quebec do not necessarily have a lot of sympathy for unions.
Fair enough.
So I believe that the Legault government will try to table on that and bring people to support them against unions. So a good showdown as they need it right now to change the focus.
Shift the focus
and shift the people's attention.
Raphaël Melançon, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
The newest tracks. Let's go. New music. And the next big thing.
Always on the new music first.
Your first place to hear it all.
'Cause you gon' like it, love it, wanna play it twice. Playing now.
iHeart New Music. Your digital station for brand new drops, fresh finds, and tomorrow's bangers.
I think we need something new.
Discover iHeart New Music. Always fresh, always first. Stream now on the free iHeartRadio app.